guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm here to do my Reading Rush TBR. So another year, another Reading Rush. We're back. I have high hopes because I'm gonna be on holiday when the Reading Rush is happening. And so I am really excited because that's usually when I can read the most. Last year I was working and it did not go well. I mean, I completed a lot of challenges because the book I was reading completed a lot of challenges, but it wasn't the best Reading Rush because I only read one book properly, even though the two books I chose to read during the Reading Rush last year were amazing. So, without further ado, I'm gonna go into my TBR explaining what challenge does this book complete in the Reading Rush. And then at the end I'm gonna add some books that I can either switch with others or add to try and see if I can read 7 books, which would be amazing. So, I'm gonna go in order of how they were told to us in the video. I'll leave the official video down below. So the first book is read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. I'm reading on my cell phone. I'm a November baby. I'm a Sagittarius, but this is not related to the sign. This is related to the month. So I am a November baby, and therefore my stone, according to the video, because when you search a lot of things appear. So I went with the Reading Rush challenges video, and that result was citrine. So citrine is kind of a yellow orangey tone. However, everyone was going kind of for yellow instead of more orangey, and so I went with yellow. And for that I have a very fitting book for summer, which is Summer Days and Summer Nights, 12 Love Stories, edited by Stephanie Perkins. Now, this book is old. Yes, it is. This book was edited in 2016, so 4 years ago, and it was what everyone was talking about on BookTube when it came out. Before this one, there was a Christmas one, which I did read at the time. And this one was the summer version, let's say. And this is 12 YA authors writing 12 love stories, but this time set during summer. And I thought that would be perfect. There's 12 stories, so I can read about 2 a day, or I can read several more depending on my mood, but at least I will try to always read 2 a day, so that I can make sure I read this book during the Booktubeathon. But this is my choice for the citrine, so for my book with the color of my birthstone. The second challenge is read a book that starts with the word the. So for this I combined challenges. I combined challenge number 4, which is read the first book you touch, and I combined challenge number 7, read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. So for this I have The Kiss Quotient by Ellen Wong. So this book is set in the United States, I think, because the author is from California. I'm Portuguese, so I'm European, which took a lot of British books out of my options. That being said, this book fits 3 challenges because I had a lot of contemporary romance that fit both the book that starts with a B, and I had a lot of books set in a different continent. So I put 4 of them of kind of all that I could find that weren't British on top of my bed. I mixed them up with my eyes closed. I went out of the bedroom. I kind of forgot about it, made myself a coffee, then came back with my eyes closed and just touched the first one on top of the bed. I didn't film it because I looked ridiculous, but this one was the one that came out. And I'm quite happy about that because I purchased it like a year ago almost, and I'm really excited to read it because I love kind of funny rom-com books. I love Sophie Kinsella, and I think this is very close to that. So it's about time I read it. I'm really, really excited. And I think it's going to be a very fast read, and so to complete 3 challenges with 1 book, it's going to be very, very good. So that's my second pick. So then we have challenge number 3, which is read a book that inspired a movie you've already seen. And for that, I went with my love, the thing I'm comfortable with, that I know I will love, and that was, of course, you can probably tell already, Jane Austen. This book actually comes with a very particular perk. So this book by Penguin has 3 novels, so 3 stories in it. We have Lady Susan, which is the one I'm going to read for this challenge because of the movie Love and Friendship, that came out in the last few years with Kate Beckinsale, and I really, really enjoy that movie. Highly recommend. Lady Susan is one of her earlier works. That's not quite a novel, it's a short story, but it is completed, so I will read that one for that challenge. Then we have The Watsons as well, which is an uncompleted story, I believe. Yeah, it's a fragment. And I can read that for the challenge as well, which is the next challenge, but I don't know if I will. It depends a lot on the time, because this book is quite small, and if I can read it completely, that would be nice. This book also contains Sanditon, and there's a show as well adapting that, but I haven't seen it yet, so I don't think that counts. But I have seen the movie that adapts Lady Susan, so I will read Lady Susan for that, and that would be the short story that's inside this book. It was the shortest book I owned that was adapted into a movie that I had already seen, so... And it's Jane Austen, and I kind of love that I usually try to read one Jane Austen per reading rush or readathon. I did that I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I managed perfectly fine to read Northanger Abbey within the booktubeathon at the time, and so I think I'm gonna be fine with that, with this. But there we go. Then we have challenge number 4, which is read the first book you touch, and that we already went into. So that would be the KISS quotient. And then we have challenge number 5, which is read a book completely outside of your house. Now there's a lot of adaptations you can do of this challenge. You can adapt it to your situation, especially during these times. There's the original video has a link to all of these kind of how you can adapt this challenge to you. But for me, I won't be properly at home, so I can probably count anything as this. However, because I'm on holiday, I will only count when I'm properly outside of, so outside. That will be easy, and I can do that with any of the books that I have on my TBR. So I will move on to the next challenge, which is challenge number 6. Read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. And for this, I have one that is, I've owned this book for a year now, and that is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is a Portuguese edition of the book, but the title is the same, so, and the cover as well. This is appropriate for this challenge because not only is it a graphic novel, which I don't read a lot of, and I think it will be cool to read. I find it quite hard to get into some graphic novels, but I did love Persepolis and Mouse, and they are great reads for readathons. So I'm quite glad with this choice. It's also kind of sci-fi fantasy, which is again, it's a genre that I would really like to get into more. So I have this to read, and I think this will be quite fast, and so it's a very good choice for the reading rush. And so I'm really happy with this choice as well. And so the 7th challenge I've already told you about, and is the book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. And I can also complete that challenge with the KISS quotient. That being said, I do have some other books to try to get to 7 books in a week. Can I make it? Probably not. Am I packing a lot of books unnecessarily? Yes, but I'm not going by plane, so it's fine. I mean, it's not fine. I'm gonna have to carry them. It's gonna be a lot of weight, but I'm gonna throw these in my bag because I want a bit of a variety. So I'm gonna talk you through my other books that I have to add to my TBR, so that I can read either 7 books or that I can have options for different challenges. So one of them is Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed. And Becky Albertalli is the author of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and Aisha Saeed is the author of Amal Unbound. And this is set in the United States, so it counts as the book set in a different continent. This has a yellow cover, which also counts as the book with the cover of my birthstone. And this is a YA read. The font is you. The themes are very interesting and very compelling and very pertinent to today. But it's also a very cute read, I'm guessing. So I really want to read this. So if I happen to finish all of those, I can read this one, or I can read this one. And so the KISS quotient won't count for 3 challenges, but it will count for 2 challenges, something like that. But I will bring this with me in case I need a bit of variety from either the KISS quotient or Summer Days and Summer Nights, or Summer Nights and Summer Days. I never know the order. Summer Days and Summer Nights. Then I have an option for the book that starts with D, and I just think this book is going to be very appropriate for that. So this is The Endless Speech by Jenny Colgan. But this book sounds like the most summer read I could possibly find, and I've been saving it to read during summer, and so if I can get to this one, I'm gonna be very, very happy. It also starts with the D, so we can always count for a challenge if I have time. This also has a very large font, but it has quite a few pages, so I'm gonna try to be realistic about that, but I do have this to read if I feel like it, and if I fancy more cute contemporary romance novel, so I'm gonna bring this along with me as well. Then we have Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I bought this at the same time I bought The Kiss Quotient, so it's been sitting on my shelves for a little bit now, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I love attachments. This one would count as the book set in a different continent, because again, it's set in the United States. I'm European. But also, I read attachments very, very quickly, very easily. So I would guess if I read this, it would be very quick and easy read. Also very emotional, which usually makes me read faster, so there we go. I love emotions. I love crying, laughing while reading, all that. I don't usually cry a lot reading books, so it's always good when they make me cry. It's a good sign, let's say. But that being said, I'm bringing this one along just for safety, just so if I feel like reading this one and not something else, I can pick it up. But I have other shorter books to make it to my 7 books in a week. And so we come to those short books. They also fill some challenges, but I have a very short book that will count as an extra book for the reading rush, and I think that's going to be very practical. So this book can be the Read Outside book, for example, and this is No One Is Too Small to Make a Difference by Greta Thunberg. This is a very short little pamphlet. I think this was a speech or something like that, edited by Penguin. I picked it up kind of a year and a half ago. I haven't picked it up since because I keep saving it for the reading rush. So this is a perfect time to read this, and nothing like thinking about global warming and climate change during a pandemic to really like heighten the anxiety I always feel. Besides that, I think this is a perfect read for a reading rush because it's very, very short. The font is huge and everything, and I can count it for a challenge as well. And then lastly, I have a Portuguese book. This can count as the book in a genre that I want to read more of, because I bought a few of them recently and I haven't picked them up yet. Typical. And this is Ricardo Araújo Pereira, and the book is called A Doença, o Sofrimento e a Morte Entram num Bar, which means disease, suffering and death walk into a bar. And this is a book about comedy writing. This is his first proper book that he wrote, so he wrote it to be a book, because all the other ones are collections of his chronicles in newspapers and journals. This one, though, he wrote to be a book, and he teaches comedy writing at university. So this is kind of what he talks about in those classes, I think. I'm very, very curious about this book. It also has a big font, a lot of pictures, a lot of space in between pages, so I think it's going to be a good option if I get tired of a lot of romance, I don't know. And I want something a bit more cynical. I think this would be the right choice. A little bit of variety, as I said. And also because it's a very short read, so it'd be good for the reading rush. So there we go. Now that I've talked for like a lot more time than I'm used to now, I will leave you. I hope you enjoyed this video. What are you reading for the reading rush? Leave a comment down below. I will answer you, probably. Have you read any of these books? What did you think of them? If you're Portuguese, you can leave a comment as well. You can comment in Portuguese. You can tell me how much you adore Ricardo Araújo Pereira. I do. He's so smart. Is he always right? Is anyone ever always right? Probably not. But I really like his writing. So yeah, his comedy writing and his like chronicle writing. There we go. This is my video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can give it a thumbs up or subscribe. And I will see you soon with a new video very soon. Bye! Did you like the new angle? I just wanted to sit down, so I sat down on my bed, and now you can see my bookshelves. I never thought of this angle. How? Well. I don't know how, but there we go. Bye.